All right. I have no idea. I've forgotten completely how to do all this stuff. My scenes are broken. Everything's freaked out. Like, it's great. Love it. Everything about it's great. I also don't know how to verify anything right now. Cool. I feel like I've just started streaming, which I mean, I just did, but you know, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. So cool. We'll see what happens. All my stream's broken and I'm not on camera. So like, that's cool. I don't care. It's fine. And let's see. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to pull this off screen for 1 second and just, oh my goodness, that is bright. Why are we over here? So let me do this. Let me do this because I have not yet done the thing, which is make the announcement of the post. Because again, we're totally just completely hacking around right now. We will get to doing something real momentarily. What's up? This is the most clusterfuck start I've ever done. And I'm into it. Okay. Streaming now. Like I haven't. Oh my God. Done it in months. Paste. Save. Post. Blue sky. Normally I got like a full on checklist of all the stuff that I do when I'm setting all this stuff up. You can't see what's happening on screen right now because I'm on the other screen, but at least I hope you can. But you know, it's fun. Let me paste one more over here. All right, cool. See what happens. Yeah. How's it going? Good seeing you, hearing you, seeing your typing. I don't know, something. Okay, what are we doing? I am going to make a new thing. And the thing that I want to make is basically a slideshow, or a like a online slideshowy thing, is the easiest way to think about it. And then we'll see what's up there. Middle moon priest. Oh, eek. Moving. It doesn't seem like it should be that stressful until you move, and then you realize that it's super stressful. Like everything is. Yeah, I feel you. May the move go smooth. Smooth move. Smooth move. Yes, may you have a smooth one. All right, so let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to try this for a second because I think this is going to work. So I'm going to do a new site. I've been setting up a bunch of stuff to make it easier for me to make websites because I don't have enough websites, he says, with like 100. What do we want to call this? I'm going to call this Biddy intro slides. AlanWsmith.com. Is that a good name for it? I'm trying to get the name right to start. Naming this is hard. Biddy intro. I could just call it Biddy intro. .alanwsmith.com. That probably makes more sense. Let's do that. So what should happen is this should create a GitHub repository for me. So that's cool. Just did that. And it's going to clone it down, hopefully. And then it's going to connect it to Netlify, where I actually have to like punch in a couple things manually here. I haven't figured out how to get past this yet. So I got to like hit enter a couple times. Deploy key added, Netlify. It's going to open Netlify for me over here for a second. So I'm going to pull that over here. And what you can't see is it's doing that deployment for me right now. And once it's deployed, I get to add a domain. I think I can show this. Let me see if I can show this. I think I can show this. Yeah, this is fine. So I can add a domain, and I'm going to add a domain I already own, and I'm just going to paste because that should already be on the clipboard, and I'm going to verify. We're going to add the subdomain, and then we're going to turn on that. And as soon as the DNS propagates, which usually takes, I don't know, a minute, maybe two, that site should be live. So if we do this, still propagating, got a little flash bomb happening there, and then boop. And then we do this. Is it going to be live? Netlify DNS. So now if I paste this and do this, there's a new site. You too can see the new site. So that's how long it takes me to spin up a website now. And there's a couple things I'd like to do to improve it where, like I don't want to have to like manually hit enter a bunch of times to the Netlify thing, but I can't figure out how to, like I could figure it out, but I haven't spent time figuring out how to get through that. And also the DNS stuff, Netlify doesn't offer in their API a way to do the, whatchamithing, the DNS setup directly. Like you can make some specific API calls and like hack into it. I haven't like gotten into that yet though. But yeah, it's pretty streamlined. Like I'm not angry at this at all. This will, as I say, get me there. Also, my bit rate looks like it's tanking. Maybe. I can't tell. Am I choppy? No, it looks okay. I don't know. Whatever. See what happens. But yeah, so that's the site. And then all I have to do is go into, what do you call it? Bitty intro. And then what also should happen, so if I close this and I go here and I type SSB, this is going to open. Oh, actually, what I should do is do this. We're going to tmux because we're going to want to get a little thing going on here so we can see what's up. Ooh, that's probably going to be too much. Let's pull this down here. But now if I do SSB, this is my most recent static site builder. And what it should run is, how many RSSs are you adding? We're all the RSSs. What's up, Chris? No audio. Oh, you have no audio. Hey, Cry, what's up? Let's see. Oh, pre-rolls are disabled. I would at least say 8 R's. Nice. R. Streaming not being choppy sound is always the last to go. Oh, you are here. Hello. But yeah, so this is my most recent little site builder thing. And if I do this, it should be live. So if I come in here, oh, I forgot what it's like to code with the giant font. Welcome back to stream, everybody. Content index, and then I just do like, so this is hello world, we do whatever, hello stream, save, and then that just updates right there. So it should be in pretty good shape. I'm going to see if that closes. There we go. Nope, didn't. See? That keeps fighting me, and I don't know why. That shouldn't be showing up. Or it's not letting me hide that. I wish it would let me hide it. But whatever, we'll just use Chrome. Pre-rolls are not disabled. I wrote it on. Oh. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna draw. I haven't, it's been so long since I've done this. I'm actually to back out of the affiliate program because my understanding is if you're not in the affiliate program, they do either less ads or no ads or something. So I'm actually just probably to back out of it if I can. Just like if I can back out of it and you all not have to see ads, like I'm totally into that. Okay, so sidebar. Yeah, it's weird. Like the sidebar thing is weird because like sometimes it'll focus and sometimes it doesn't. But like I'm focused on it now and I don't know, it's just, it gets confused. So we'll just use Chrome. Okay, so the thing that I want to do is so the first thing I need to do is make sure that this actually works. So if I run into my component and we're going to make, actually we're doing scripts. Whoops. Page Bitty. So that should be there. Cool. If I close that for a second and then we go over here, what I should be able to do is do like button, and then button, and then div, and save that. All right, so there we've got those. And then what I want to be able to do is do data send equals update and data receive update. And then if I come over here and I make an update function, and I go, we don't need the event, so we're just going to do that, and we'll do L. And if I do here, do you want the event? Whatever, we'll just do this. L, enter HTML equals clicked, just to make sure this actually works. So I should be able to do this, and it should show up as clicked. There we go. Okay, so that's the whole thing I'm trying to work on. Or sorry, that is now working. Like I'm very pleased with where this is, because it basically just lets you wire up signals to functions. Like that's the whole point. But what I want to do is actually use this to like make a little slideshowy thing. There's a billion different slideshowy things out there, but none of them are mine. So I want to make mine. And the way that I think I want to do it is having like basically two screens where I have this main screen that is going to be like the thing that displays. And then there's going to be a secondary screen, which will be like speakers notes is what it amounts to. And I can't remember second window, HTML, no, JS. It's gonna be window, inner height on handler, refresh. Second. I'm probably gonna have to look this up. I don't know if I actually took a note on this. Whatever, it's fine. We'll go just look it up. So there's a way to. Let's bring us all the way over while we're messing with this. We'll go to MDN, JavaScript, signal window. How to big signals, windows. Actually, you know what? Wait, I have this somewhere already. Hey, what's up, Beak Up? How you doing? Yeah, I have turned on the stream. Who knew? The worlds collide, or I don't know, some shit. How's it going? Let me go to the eagle. Uh-oh, cops are here. Shit. Let me go to colors because I think I have this doing the thing. If I do window in here, what do I get? WNDOW. Window. That's not window. No, no wind results. I think this is the right one. Index. Window. No. Components? I don't remember how I did this one. No. Well, let's go to good old RG. RG window star and see what happens. Window request animation frame. That's not it either. Okay, I'm going to have to just figure out how to do it again because I apparently don't have notes on it or remember. Let's see. So it's like MDN control another window with JavaScript. Window open. And then there's a way that you get features not baseline. Wait, what? That can't be right. Yeah, window open, call per event. Because I think what this gives you, actually, hang on a second. Let me go look at, let's see, colors. Does this one? Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Color picker. Is this the one? Yeah, launch preview window. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, it's in color picker. I have too many things hanging around. Come here. So we're gonna go color picker ls. Now let's look at this one and see what we can find. That might have actually been the same project. Code dot, there we go. Okay. Nothing much happens here. Components, color picker. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Update data, event target dataset kind adjuster. Let's go look at this. Window. Request animation frame. That's not it. So that's not it. Color picker, v4, find, launch. Deprecated color picker. Launch. Here we go. Launch window preview. Okay. How does this work? Listeners click. Event handle preview button click. So let's look for that. Whoops. You go here. Okay, params. Child window, child's window. No. So this checks to see if the child window is already there. And the child window, window.open, right. So it just pulls it in. Oh, and then we add an event listener on load. Okay. And then child window focus. Okay. So let's just start hacking this together and see what happens. Let's bring Chrome back up. Let's go close you for now. We already have that open. And here what we want to do is just do this. So let's call this open. And we'll call this open for now. Let's get rid of that. And here we'll call this open. Ooh, is that open or reserved for? Open window. Window save. Cool. Okay. And now what we should do is just console log. Let's make sure the event's coming through. Which we should see that here when we click on it. Null. Why null? Oh, because there's no one. I get it. I'm not actually sending to an event. The event's here, but there's no element associated with it. So now we should see something, right? There we go. There's our pointer event. Okay, so we're getting a hit. Now what we can do is roll through here and pull all this stuff back in. So child window, I'm cool with this. So we've got params. Where's all this other stuff coming in? Child window name. I'm not worried about like making all this super like robust at this point. Dataset preview href. Oh, that's the URL to hit. Okay. I got it. So in here, what we want to do, let's bring this back over, and we're gonna do speaker HTML, and then we'll pull this over. We'll grab this, paste this. I'm just gonna call it speaker notes. Speaker notes. That's fine. We don't need that button there. Hello stream. Hello speaker. All right, so let's see if we can get that thing to pop. So when we do open window, what I want to look at now is params. I probably want all these same params. So we'll put that there. And we will do this. Child window open, href params, child window name. Cool. Okay. Add event list, this load style sheet. Okay, so when it loads. Okay, that's fine. Somehow there's a way to send events to this. So I'm going to do child window up here to make a new, I forget what these are called. Class variables, class private variables. I forget what they're called. Somethings. And we'll do this. This becomes /speaker, speaker HTML. Child window name is going to be speaker notes or speaker notes, I guess. And params is params. Save. Argument's missing a thing. What am I missing? Window open. Hello? Oh, there's no comma. Got it. Try that. What happens? Does it work? Hey, it works. I mean, it doesn't work because there's nothing there, but, you know, kind of worked. Speaker, SPARKER. Let's try and rename that. What do you say? Rename SPEAKER. Speaker. Boom. And now if we do this, there's our speaker notes. Cool. Okay. Not bad. Next up, we need to have a connection between these two things. And let me go see how I did that. Because we've got the child window call here. We can send a style sheet. Payload, JSON stringify, post message. That's the key that we're looking for. So over here, we're going to do MDN, JavaScript, post message. Which actually, do I have, here's a question, post message. Use post message to put between. Yeah, see, I do have a note on this. I just couldn't find it because I'm streaming and it's tough to talk and look and search at the same times. But this is cool. Content loaded, send message. Right. Okay. This is slightly different stuff, but that's fine. Add event listener message. So on this, where do we want to put this? I'm just going to. Oh, interesting. Where should I put this? I'm just going to put this in a script right here for now. This is very much the just see if you can get the thing working part of the equation. Also, my formatter is broken because something updated with Homebrew and my formatter broke, which is always a delight. So we will not be formatting too much stuff this evening. Let's see. If all this stuff received message span, query select received message span. If received message span, event data. Let's just do this to start with, which is going to be, oh, that's not how you comment those, is it? Let's try this. And here we'll just do console log data. Oh, you know what? Shit. Hang on. I have an idea. This might be really nice, actually. Okay, how do we do this? We're going to open the window. So that worked. We shouldn't get an error right now. Okay, cool. No errors. I love it. Let me close that back off for a second. Let's figure out how to send an event to this. So now what we want to do is in this page, we've opened the window. Let's do a new one, which is just going to be send message or something. Send message. Cool. Let's call it send. And then here, what we want to do is find this. And so this is going to be send message, right? Is that what we did? Send message. Yeah, cool. Okay. And then we're going to do event L. I don't really care about that stuff right now, so I'm going to comment those out. But what we want to do is post a message. Parent window opener. I don't totally follow all this stuff right now. Parent receive. So this is the post message, post message. Where do we make the message? Send message. No. Click send message. Oh, it literally is just a payload? Post message message. Is it really that simple? That'd be kind of cool. Send message. So we want to parent window post message. Oh, that's going back. Open and send message. All right, let me look at these notes for a second again and see what's up. Param scroll bar message already established. Yeah. So that's how we're connecting to it. And then send message. Send message. So we do child window post message. Okay, cool. So we've captured the child window up here. So if I just do this child window, post message, is that how it's formatted? Looks like it. Actually, I'm starting to do something a little bit different. What I'm doing now is like I do here one. That way I can actually like search for it later. And then what we need to do is on the other page, which is this one, Add event listener message. Oh, wait, is this already there? Hang on a second. There's no way that already works, right? No. Cannot read properties of null. Reading post message. Okay, so we broke something there. Let's see what's up. I need to switch something over here. Okay, cool. Open window speaker. So that's opening. We've got the child window. I'm going to call this CW because I'm not 100% sure I'm spelling everything right in all the right places. And that's easier for me to track. Send message. So open. Send. Oh, wait, hang on. Data is not defined. Oh, cool. Check this out. So hang on. I think we should see an error when I click this, right? Yeah. All right. So we're sending communication pings between the two things, which is great. Now what we want to do is deal with it. So this is posting the message. This is speaker, console log data. It's really the event that we want. Whoops. Event, save. Okay, so if we open this, that opens that. If we look at this on the console and I click send, there's my message. Okay, so we've got the communications going. Because what I want to have happen is the main page that I have here is going to be my like display that I see like on screen, and the speaker notes will be the speaker notes. And I want to be able to, what I'm thinking I'm going to do for this is I'm going to navigate off the one that you can see on screen and then have the speaker notes update back behind it so that I can like glance to the side and see the speaker notes as you do with speaker notes. So that's actually pretty cool. This is actually working to start with. I'm going to quit out of this for a second. We're going to do commit starting to get connection working. And yes, I totally have just typed it so I can do commit by that and have it run, which is not super advisable on a big project, but it works fine here. So content, index, and speaker. All right, so we've got the event. Now, how do I want to do this? I think what I want to do, this is, okay, now I need to figure out how the structure of this is going to work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, it can be public SLIDES slides, 0010-intro directory. And then inside of that, let's see, what do I want to do? I guess I want to do, I guess I can just do intro or index here. And then we can also do, oops, what's happening? Speaker, HTML. I'm going to pull this into the wrapper here and here. So this is going to be, oops, YG. Here's this. This will be, I don't know, something. What's the speaker notes? This is speaker page 1 or 0010. Speaker. And here, nope. Wait, what? What was it? I need the index page, which is here. So we'll do this, and this will be index page 01. All right. So here's the idea. In this, what I want to be able to do is in my content index, if I look at Oh, for folder in folders. And for, and if we just print out the folder here, let's do a div so they're independent. Div save, there's our folders. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is if folder parent is slides. Whoops. Nope, that still didn't work. And for, no, and if. These are basically this is Jinja or mini Jinja or Jinja, like the Django templates. The only difference is instead of doing this, which I find very hard to read, I'm doing like that. So I'm using square brackets. I just have the tokens confirmed or switched a little bit because this is harder for my eyes to track than the little square brackets. But if we do this, there we go, slides. So I'm just going to add 2 in here to start with. 0020, second page. And then we want an index.html in here. And then we also want a speaker.html in here. Cool. And then we're going to pull this again and pull this. Oh, and actually, even better, we should be able to make that dynamic in a second. We will worry about that in a second. Speaker page 20. Whoops. R2, save. You come here, go here. I'm going to run this to also to 20. And then what we want to do is go to the right place. I'm going to close that. 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 And hello, speaker. These are speaker notes. So this is going to be that page, which is cool. Let's bring you back over here and down here. I don't know how refreshing on these pages works. I think it breaks the connection and we have to reconnect, which would make sense. But we'll figure that out. So if I've got those, what do I want to be able to do with this? I would like to first just send a signal from this. So let's make this button data send. I'm going to call it switch, and we're going to do data slide. Let's pull this back a little bit so we can see what's happening. Data slide is going to be equal to the folder. And then I'm just going to call this switch. No, we actually want to make the folder name again because we want to be able to see what we're doing, right? So folder. And that goes away. So we should see 2 buttons here now. Cool, 2 buttons. Let's do this though. So let's make this an unordered list. We'll make this an unordered list. We'll make this an li. We'll make this an li. Whoops, li. Save. Cool. Where's that squiggly coming from? Oh, that's the folder. It needs to be the folder.name. Got it. .name. .name. Save. There we go. Okay. So on switch, what I want to do up here is just do div data receive, receive equals switch div save. All right. Window open, window send. That's cool. We're going to move you up here. We're going to get rid of this. Actually, we're going to move you down here for now. So we can move the buttons up that we're working on. Cool. Let's just do H2 slides. And down here, we'll do H2 miss. Save. That just gives us something to look at. Bring this down. I need to get UI installed again so that my window manager does the window manager thing. Right now, nothing happens. But if we go... Oh, does that work? Oh, that's cool. It just automatically opened. That was great. You couldn't see that, but I thought I was going to have to open that manually, but it just popped right open for me. in scripts and biddy, we are going to go look at switch. And switch is going to take an event and an element. The event doesn't, oh, the event does matter. I lied. So what we want to do is, to start with, we're going to do L inner HTML equals event target target dataset slide. Is that what we called it? There we go. So there's our slide. And then what we want to do is also send that over here. We're going to do, let's just do this. Const slide equals, let's just do it this way. This, and then here we can do slide. I'll just make it easier to deal with. And then we're going to post the message of slide. Probably we really want to send some JSON at some point, but for now, this will be okay. So in theory, if I click this button, it breaks. Really wasn't what I was thinking it was going to happen. I thought it was going to send. Can't read post message. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. If I reopen this, does it work? Open. This is where I'm not worried about like error handling at the moment. I'm just trying to get the thing to go. So if we open this now, and we bring you over here, and now if I click it, there we go. Message, data, true. Got it. There's 10. There's that. Awesome. Send message. Am I actually sending a message now? I'm not really. Let's get rid of that. And we'll come back over here. Where's that send message? Right? That goes away. We're just opening. These buttons are going to be what sends it for us. All right. So once again, you open, click here. Whoops. We got to reopen the thing because we refreshed. There's our data. So that's the signal that we can use to bounce back and forth, or sorry, to control both the pages. And what we're going to do with that is this. On the speaker page, here what we want to do is we want to do const. Actually, how do we do this? Yeah, we're going to pull this as an HTML thing. So const URL is going to be slides, SLI. We want to do this, slides, slide, index HTML. And here what we want to do is const RESP for response, and we're going to go this API, get element, ELEMENT from the URL. Get, oh, I may actually rename that now that I'm messing with that, but that maybe would have different, see, is fragment better or is elements better? I think it's probably better with elements. Shit. Okay. I'll probably change that in the next iteration, but that's a major version bump. Hooray. But yeah, so we do that. And then here we go. Something that looks very much like Rust, because that's exactly where I got it from. If okay, then we want to do response. Okay. And this will be replace children. PLACECHILDREN. But this goes in here. This goes in here, because that's going to be an element, theoretically. Let's see what happens. It explodes. I'm not super surprised that exploded. Camera send message. Wait, what? You go here. Let's also show what the error is. L inner HTML equals RESP error. And probably 404. Undefined. Oh, shit. Right. It has to be async. Forgot. 808. I've never done that right the first time. There we go. Slides. I completely freaked everything out. It worked. It also exploded everything. Where is this going? This goes in switch. Let's put that down below the buttons, and let's do an H2 here and do a content, right? So just like that. And now there's our content. And so what we should be able to do now is in slides, if I do this index, I'm going to drop that off, and we'll just do this as div index 0010 div, and then come down here, and for 2 we'll do the same thing, and we'll call this a 2. So there's page 2 and there's page 1. Okay, I'm super happy with that. Let's commit that. So quit this for a second. Commit pulling in HTML pages. It's fine. And then NV back into it. And over here, we're going to run back into content and scripts here. These are all running off the same script here, which is fine at the moment, but we might run to a conflict that makes it easier to split in a minute. Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, this is actually what I wanted to see. So if I do this in the wrapper, actually, I'm going to leave that there for now. I'll worry about that later. I think I can move this directly into Biddy, this message pull. In fact, we're going to do it now. So in Biddy, this is where I'm making the connection. I may drop this into my template in general, so it's actually in the page, but then you have to do it on every page. I don't know. We'll do it whichever way. Data listener listeners. There we go. So we want to do click, and we also want to do message. Okay. So on message, it's listening for a message. I've never done this, so I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work. But if we're on the index page and we send switch, that's going to be a click event. But when the click event fires, it sends a message. How do we catch that? How do we catch that? Because does the message have... If the message is coming in, what does the message event type look like? Let's look at that for a second. Console log event. So we can actually just check that right here. So let's hit open again to refresh and hit this and do this. Whoops. That was going to work. Oh, we uncommented it because we weren't waiting for the thing. Let's turn this back on. Refresh. Close. Let's try it one more time. Open. And then show me that. And show me this. So message event is coming in. Here's what we have to play with. Let's see if I can make that bigger. Nope, can't. At least not that way. Does this work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. That's too much. All right. So this message is coming in. And what? How do I tell it? I'm not sure how to connect it. So the data's here, but what I actually need to have happen is slightly different, I think. because this is going to take me a second to figure out. Because when the event comes in, it's looking for a data send element. So can I add that in here? How do we do this? So here's a message, post message. Ooh. No, so I've got the listener. Yeah, so the listener's in there. But the way that this works is what I need to have happen is I need to emulate this data send so that it goes, the message gets picked up, but once the message is picked up, it looks for a data send in order to do the mapping to one of these functions. So like this data send switch gets mapped to this switch function because everything maps by name. So what I need to do is when I'm sending that message, I've got to add a data send attribute to it. So we got to go back and look at this for a second, see if there's a way for us to do that. There may not be, actually. Safely enables cross-origin communication between window objects, between a page and a pop-up that spawned, or between a page and an iframe. Message. Data to dispatch the other one. Data serialized. This means you can pass. Yeah, so it's just serialized data. Which means I don't think I can use that out of the box like this. The object passed from the other window, right? The properties, the dispatched event, origin, source. Yeah, I don't have any way to... Oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to have to add that at some point. Because the listener, all the stuff works automatically, basically, to do all the name mapping. But it does that based off the fact that the event target data set and then .send is what it would be right here, exists. But that's not going to exist on this message, which is kind of a bummer because it'd be cool if it did. Okay, I can't get around that right now. But that's something I'm going to add into Biddy itself in a minute. Not in a minute, but like at some point. So let's do this. Biddy content. Where am I going? README? No. Documentation to do. Let's do this. Add in the ability to catch window post message events with some type of pseudo how do I spell that? Pseudo whatever. Pseudo data send property. What is Biddy? Oh, Biddy is the thing that I have made. It's the web component. So check this out. Biddy is this. I've been working on this for a little while now. It's in pretty good shape, other than the fact that I've just discovered that I don't have a way to catch messages. But that's new functionality. Oh, that was not in scope for the original one. But basically what it is it's just a web component that lets you basically add interactivity to pages without having to do a framework. So you just wrap your content in a Biddy tag, and then you point it at a module, and it maps the send and receive attributes to a function with the same name. So it's basically just wiring is really what it comes down to. And then there's some other stuff back behind it that makes it like, I don't know, nicer in a few different ways. But the whole idea is to make it easier to like make JavaScripty stuff on static sites, because that's what I do most of. So that's Biddy. The thing that I'm making right now is a slide deck so that I can make the videos that show you actually how BIDI works. But I'm doing it in BIDI as part of kicking the tires. So we can quit that and we'll get rid of that for now. We'll come over here and go back to this. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. It's and I've been using it for a while, and I'm proud of it. I'm also pleased with the way that it's working, which is another way of being proud of it. But it's really, oh, you know what? Shit, I never changed. I don't even know what my stream title is. It's been so long since I've done this. What even is my stream title? Adding RSS to my static site generator. That's why Chris was asking what I was adding my static site generator. That's not at all what I'm doing. Building a web-based slide deck with BIDI, which nobody knows what that is yet, but one of these days. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Can it be converted to HTMX? Maybe. I don't know that much about HTMX. I think HTMX sends more, like it's more a server side. Like I think there's server side responsibility in the HTMX stuff. Like it has to send you different payloads if I remember how it works properly. So in that sense, no. It really is basically giving you a quick way to do add event listener and query selectors, and then just map that to a function. Like at the highest level, that's really all it's doing. It has some niceties that make that go easier and smoother, but it's not trying to add a bunch of functionality. It's just trying to make it easier to make functions. And it doesn't do stuff, but like you can do things like you can get a document fragment and pull that in. So it has some capabilities like that, but I don't think it really collides with HTMX in that way. Again, I don't know that much about HTMX, so I may be way off on that. Okay, so we can't do it that way. So we do have to do it this way, but that's fine. Yeah, so eventually what I want to do is basically just be able to run this and have it. I want this to be in BIDI. It is not right now, but we'll be okay with that. So the next thing that we want to do then is just this, right? So if I open this window, I want this window to also have the thing. So if this is coming in, how do I connect those events to BIDI? That's something I hadn't thought about yet. But it should be, if this comes in and I'm in the class. Oh shit, how do you do that? How do you do that? Oh, you know what I can do? We can actually do it here. So I can add the event listener here. And then I really wish my formatter was working because it'd be so great if it did. And then if we do all that stuff, then what I want to do is this API forward null to update speaker. And I'm not going to pass anything to that yet. Actually, that's not true. We're going to pass the event to it. Event update speaker. So now if I do update speaker, and we take the event and the element, and we do console log event, let's just do console log here too. Let me close this. Let me open this. It's going to get a little bit annoying having to do that every time, but I don't know a way around that. And if I send here, there it is. It's right there. Here too. Okay, we're cool. Because now I've got access to that event coming through inside Biddy. There's nothing in it. Why is there nothing in it? That seems weird. Oh, that's the target. Type Biddy forward. Oh, right. It's just a forward event. So I need to send it. Wait, I'm confused. Why is that way? Event. That should have sent this event. I may have a goof there. Yeah, that should have sent that for the event. But it's doing it's just sending a forward. I don't understand why that happened. We may go look at that in just a second. Because we need to have that event available. Mainly because we got to pull the data from the event. And like I could do this. Biddy forward, target, data set, object. Yeah, let me look at that. I think that is not how I want that to behave. Let's bring up another thing and we'll do Biddy. Forward. Event type data signal. Event objects are always tricky to send because they could be cleared unexpectedly. It's always better to harvest the data as early as possible. Yeah, and so what's happening? Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, this is a bug. Or it's behavior, it's incorrect behavior. Because if I send any event in, basically what's happening here is I'm looking for an event, I'm looking for an event target, and then I'm looking for a data set. And that's incorrect. Because, for example, what I'm working on exactly right now doesn't have a data set in it. So this is never going to fire, and it's going to offset that event and overwrite it, which is not what we want to have happen. I'm going to fix that. So this is, okay. I'm going to have to fix that. How do we fix that? All right, back to Biddy for a second. This will be release notes. So this will be V301. What's actually in here? Oh, whoops, no. Oh, crap. Do I have to do shit? I'm going to have to do that later because, like, I want to make sure I've got all of the content and all the documents and all the other things together. So right now, when I'm making a new version, I'm literally copying a directory. And I don't have to go through that right now because there's a few things I'll have to ping over to do it. So we're just going to fix this inline on this side. So here, if I go to my components, oh, and that's the minified version. Crap. Okay, I can fix that. We can go back to Biddy and TA into Biddy. NV. We're just going to grab it again from here and pull it directly. So here's the full version. Close that. Close that. Paste that. Okay. So now if we do forward And if I clear all this stuff, what should happen is, if my mental map of this is proper, if we open the page and we do this, pull this down here so we can hit this button, we should see the actual event come through. Undefined setting forward. Or I could break it, one of the two. Forward, if not event, base signal. Oh, event target data set forward. Oh. Signal. I got it. I also understand what needs to happen here. So this is going to be super hacky right now. I'm going to fix this for real later. But if not event target, there's almost certainly a better way to do this, but we'll do event target equals. So if that's not there, then we have to have the data set, which is going to have forward of signal. This is super hacky at the moment, so that's fine. And then if we're here, if not event target data set, yep, we want to do event target data set, event target data set equals, and then we want to do forward signal. Oh, actually, hang on. Event target doesn't exist. We don't need to add the signal there. We're adding the signal here. I'm going to leave that in a minute. So we'll do this though. And then here, if the data set doesn't exist, we're just going to make it. Okay. Again, this is super hacky for something that is a bug that will actually fix for real. Open it. Do this. Do this. Do this. Hey, message event. There's our data. Perfect. Yeah, so again, all this is doing is wiring events back and forth. But it turns out that is super powerful when you have access to the events and you have access to the data or to the elements behind them. So, because what we can do now is, now that I have that, we can go look at, hello, come here. So this has data coming in. Now the question is, that should have, hang on a second, I got my head around this for a second again too. Whoops, come here. You do the thing. Didn't do the thing, try it again. Boop. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Event. So in here, we have a target and we should have a data set. Oh, it did give me all this stuff. Cool. There should be a data set in here, right? If we look at the Ds, where the data set would be. Data set. Data set's empty. That's not what I wanted to see. There's also optional chaining. Const dog name equals venture dog. Yeah, I've seen that before, and I don't actually know how to do that. That probably makes a bunch of sense for that data set. I'll have to look into that. That's new JavaScript magic that I'm not familiar with yet. So I appreciate the call out. Where did my data set go though? I feel like I ate it, because that should have forward given me the signal, right here. So why didn't that do that? because we should see it right here. Like it should be in that object. Dataset tastes good. Okay, why did that not work? And the reason that's important is I need that. Do I need that? Actually, hang on. I might not. I still got to fix that. But I might be able to get away with not having it right now. Because that got me to here too, right? Is what we just saw? Here too. What else is console logging? Something else is doing this. There's event, open window. No. Console log. Those are the only three. Why is it firing twice? Hang on. Something else is weird. Open. I don't know why I'm getting two events. Message event. It's sending it twice. Wait, does this one have the data set in it? No. I don't know why this is coming in twice. I'm not going to worry myself with that right now. Wait, if I turn off, where is that coming from? I lied. We are going to see that for a second. So save that. If we pop this open, speaker HTML 2031. Okay, so that's going to be, by the way, I stick right now all of my CSS, which is completely all over the place in the entire page. So it's literally line 2000 something. Whoops, 2031, right? Console log event. Windows trust. Oh, it's because I still have, okay. I know what's happening. I see what's up. On here, we're still doing this. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to comment this out this way for a second, just to make sure we don't actually need it. But I think that's going to take care of that second event pop happening there. Roll that. So we should see it just be here too now, right? Or not even that, because we commented everything out, right? Oh, here's here too. Okay, perfect. Got it. So figured that out. Nice. Next up, we're going to go look at what? So this is, I'm actually just rip that. And then the other thing we're going to do, I'm going to just save this for a second. So commit, making progress on messaging, I guess. Sounds great. Love it. Content, we're going to come back to our index page and we want to go back to Biddy for a second, or to our script, which is here. I'm going to open this up just a little bit more. As much as I can, because screen real estate is a thing. Actually, I can get rid of this too. I don't know if that's still there. All right. So with that message coming in, I'm in this update speaker. So I've made it to here too. So if I roll this and click this, we see here too, we see our message. This message also has data in it. Okay, perfect. I think we're golden. So now what we want to do is do this. We're going to do const URL is going to be equal to slash slides slash event.data speaker HTML, right? And then const resp equals this. Oh, wait, I'm going to remember it this time. This is async. And we're going to do wait, and then we're going to do this API get element. I do want to change that. Yeah, I want it to be elements instead of fragment. So basically what it is you can get either an individual element or you can get a document fragment of multiple elements. The difference being if you get an element, you can then do things like l.inner.html, right? Or or new l, whatever. You can do inner HTML on it as compared to a document fragment, which you can't. So that's the reason there's two of them. But we're going to get the fragment, and we're going to get the fragment from the URL. And here we do the same thing, which is going to be if response is okay. Yep. Then we want to do, we need to put it somewhere. So on speaker, what did we call this? Update speaker. So here, hello speaker, if we do div data receive update speaker, speaker, div, I'm just going to do waiting right here to start with, waiting. So now when we open this, we should see waiting. And if I do this, nothing's going to happen yet. That's fine. But now that I'm in update speaker, if response is okay, if I do L blue trace children with resp.ok, all right, take your bets. Does it work? If this works, that waiting should go away. We should see something else show up. Like that right there. Boop, 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 boop. And so it's changing it down here and it's changing up here. I still have in the slides, intend speaker. I don't need that. I don't need that stuff right now because we're just going to do that and do this. Do this. Got out the speaker. Pull that. Might as well make it a div. And do this. Close that. Do that. And up here, make this a div as well. Div. Great. Boop. All right. So that should work. So there's our waiting. Actually, let me close this and just relaunch it. So when we open this, bring it over here, I should see content here and this waiting both change at the same time. So now we have our signal connections working. And what I can do is just roll through and add the content. I mean, that's literally all it is at this point. That's really cool. And so I'm really, again, I'm really pretty happy with Biddy right now. Because the code to make that work is this. And it'll get a little bit refined because I'm going to be able to make this message go away. Like this will go away. And the only thing that'll be in here is like this.forward. Because the listener is going to like hook up automatically. So we've got update speaker, we've got open window, which I can get rid of that. And we've got switch. That's the entire thing that makes all that happen. Which I'm pretty pleased with, to say the least. I'm actually really pleased with that. That's super cool. Content down here. Let's put a waiting in here just so we can see it. Waiting. Cool. And then we'll do this again. They're both waiting. There we go. That's it. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, so when we get the message thing working directly, it'll be even better because then you can just like hook up to that event and have it pass through. That'll take a little bit of work on the other side to make that happen. Because we have to be able to... Oh, wait, do we? No, we don't. Hang on a second. Can it listen now? No, I still have to have the data send in there somehow. There's a little bit more work I got to do to figure out how to do messaging. I never thought about messaging. So like, that's going to be a thing. Commit. So basic messaging working. Cool. Oh, and actually check this out. So I should be able to do this. Let's see if this actually works. So if I just do push right there, and then, what is this called? Oh, not complaining. That was a digital glitch. Data glitch. I don't know what just happened. But check this out. So if we go look at Biddy slides, slides.alanwsmith.com. Is that right? Nope. What did I call this? Biddy intro. Biddy intro
alanwsmith.com. I should be able to open the thing. I should be able to do it here. It helps if I can see it. Da-da, 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 da-da. And like, there's all kinds of optimizations and stuff you can make, but like, that's hot. That's live now. You too can go click and go between the speaker page and the index page. Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. Let's go. So really now it's just adding content is all that it comes down to, where I can go through, make the HTML pages, right? Because these are full HTML pages. If I come down here and I go to slides and I go to intro and then we do just like whatever, H2, welcome in, H2. Oh yeah, check this out. So we can also do this, filter. This is not Biddy. This is what I'm about to show you is my site engine or my site generator. But if I do markdown, I've got to do safe right now. I want to figure out how to make that go away. It's an F and that needs to be a that. And I do whatever. This is some notes. And then in filter, filter, boop, save. If I refresh that's the live site. That's not going to work. Let's try it locally. What do you say? Chrome, close that. If I do this, there's that. So that's how I can just make the slides. In fact, we're going to do just a little bit of that work right now. Because the other thing that I want to do, we want to start. We'll see if it works. Let's go back to the wrapper for a second. Wrapper, header. So if this is for slides, I don't need any of that. And then in the home page, I don't need any of that or that. Eventually, these will be slightly different buttons. What's in the mess? We do want to have the open and the waiting, right? But there we go. So now I can do that. Open. There we go. Content. Let's get rid of the content word. Data switch. So here's the other thing we can do. How do we want to start with this? I'm going to move this up so that the buttons are below it. And now if I do that, we should see welcome in. Cool. And then here we want to do, let's go make a second slide here. So we're going to do this. And this is going to be H2 second, SEC second slide, H2 save. And so now if I do this, we should see the first one. And then here's the second one. Cool. But why isn't that expanding out? That should all be all the way down here. I'm fine with it not being because it's about to go away, but boop. Right, because this is just about the slides. Oh, you know, I could do. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. We could actually put in something so when you open the page, if this window isn't open, it opens for you. Just like when you go to this page, it opens the speaker notes for you. I'm really happy with that. Boop. Yeah, because now what we can do is this. So on the speaker page, this also all goes away. And when we open the page, it should be, oh, forgot about that. Forgot about that. Sorry about that. Flashbang. My bad. In block. Save. Now if we open it, maybe it won't flashbang us. Yeah, cool. So there's nothing there, and then we do this, and we do that, and there's the speaker pages. I love it. And we can go through here, and we can edit our So here's speaker page 2. So this would be whatever. I'm just going to do an HD over here. So this is speaker page 2, SPEAK, speaker page 2, H2, save, go. This is speaker page 1. Let's just do it this way, 0010. Yeah, I'm going old school with my numbering here because what I can do, this lets me shuffle things around a lot easier because it's going to sort them by number for me. But like if I need to move a slide, I just renumber it. And by giving this 1020 or whatever, I can move something in between them by making it 15 or whatever. This makes it kind of nice or a lot easier to move stuff around because you've got a whole bunch more slots to deal with. So that's 10, UR0020, save. Go back to Chrome, close that, refresh this, open it. And now there's our pages. Sweet. Yeah, it's got Markdown in there. So it's got Markdown support. So I can just roll those in and kind of fire it up that way. I'm really pleased with that. I think that's going to work delightfully. I don't know, is delightfully even a word? It is now. I made it up. We're going to roll with it. Cool. Okay. So I think that's actually going to roll it for me. I'm going to go raid, code word Rufio is on. Hello, it's Rufio. Ready to go raid them because they just came on and we'll see what's up. Oh no, they've been on for like an hour. Whatever. We're going to go raid them. Y'all have a good one. We'll do this again soon. I'm going to start streaming a little bit more now that I've kind of gotten some of this work out of the way, and we'll kind of roll it from there. So y'all have a good one. Till next time, take it easy, and we'll see you then. Cheers.